Hey guys, it's Ruby and welcome back to my channel. This has got to be my most requested video ever, and it's my updated skincare routine. So many of you have noticed just how much my skin has improved, so I thought I would update you all on what I've been doing, what products I've been using, and just how I've been maintaining my skin. And if you remember watching my last skincare routine, which I'll link down below and up above in an iCard, you would recall that I discussed what foods were causing my breakouts. Now for me, personally, I noticed that certain foods were causing my skin to go crazy. I'm not saying it's the same case with you, we are all different. Your acne could be due to genetics, it could be your environment, it could be your hormones. It could be a combination of all three plus more. I really don't know what is causing your acne. It's probably best to sit down with your GP and maybe go to see a dermatologist after that. But for me, I noticed straight away that whatever I was consuming, the day after, it would really show on my skin. Probably around 10-11 months ago that I discovered that I was having problems with my digestion. I was getting lots of food poisoning, I was having food intolerance, and I developed certain allergies. It's one of the primary reasons why I started keeping a food journal. So I'd log the time that I would eat, what I would consume, and how I'd feel directly after or that day. The foods that I should not be eating are soy. I am no good with soy. I also have problems with coconut oil. It makes my skin break out like crazy. I know some people rave about coconut oil being so good for the body and for the skin, but for me it just does not work with my chemistry, with my body. So don't eat those at all. I also have problems with glutamate, so really ripe fruits and vegetables have naturally occurring glutamate, so I steer clear of that. That means I can't have any pasta sauces because they use ripe tomatoes. So it's just the little things like that that I've kind of documented in my food journal that have basically helped me eliminate what I should not be consuming. So that, along with my current skincare, has what's been keeping my skin clear. I just wanted to clarify that this is not a sponsored video. I am not working with Alpha H or SK2 to make this video. The links that I provide down below showing you what products that I use, I will not be making a commission on. So this is my bathroom. Come on down, step inside, and as I said earlier, I tend to use just SK2 and Alpha H products with a few other brands mixed in as well. So now I'm just going to go into the products that I'm currently using. Now for cleanser, I like to use the Alpha H Triple Action Cleanser with Thyme. It's very gentle, it's very effective at removing makeup, and it's my skin cleanser for the day and night. So I do 2 cleansers of this when I want to remove my makeup at night, and I do 1 cleanse in the morning when I just want to remove any dirt, any oil that might have accumulated on my skin whilst I was sleeping. So when I'm not using my SK2 Facial Treatment Essence as a toner, I will move on to using my Alpha H Instant Facial. This is what I use as a toner on a daily basis, mainly in the mornings. So what it does is it helps with the surface of my skin. At the moment I have very enlarged pores, so I'm using this product to help close up my pores, refine my skin, and just give my skin a smoother overall texture. I spray 2 to 3 spritz of this on a makeup pad, and I apply this all over my face, including underneath my eyes, on my neck and décolleté area. It is gentle enough to be used underneath the eye areas, but please do not get it in your eyes. It has acid in it and it will just burn like crazy. Because I have dry skin, I like to use hyaluronic acid concentrate on my face. So on a daily basis, sometimes at night if my skin is feeling really dry, I will go in with a drop of my hyaluronic acid booster by Paula's Choice. And you can mix this in with your moisturizers, you can mix this in with your foundation. I like to use it as a serum on its own, and I just apply this all over my forehead, my cheeks, underneath my eyes, my neck and chest area. I also like to use this product after a facial. It just helps with the hydration of your skin. Usually after a facial, mainly after a peel actually, I get really dry, especially around the mouth and chin area, so I lather this on day and night just to keep my skin hydrated and to stop the skin from flaking. If you've watched me for a while, then you definitely recognize this product. It is the Kiehl's Creamy Avocado Eye Treatment, and it's what I use underneath my eyes to keep this area hydrated, crease free. I find that this eye cream works really well with my under eye area, and also the concealers that I use, because it just helps stop the concealers from creasing, especially under like the outer corners of my eyes where you typically would get your crow's feet. So I use my fingers to pat on a generous amount, and as you can see, I'm taking it quite far up on the cheekbone and up on the eye because I'm really paranoid about those crow's feet. So for my daily and nightly moisturizer, I am still using SK2. I used to use the Stem Power Rich Cream. Now I'm using the RNA. It's a little bit more concentrated, a little bit more powerful and more rich, which is why I love it so much. I love this cream for its hydration and its ability to make my skin look so plump, and it's just an amazing cream, but it also does an excellent job at slowly resurfacing your skin. Like, my skin looks a lot brighter since I've started using it, and you guys have definitely noticed that as well. It is pricey, but I am not afraid to spend on my skin because your skin is priceless. If anything happens to it, you really can't restore it and get it back to what it used to be. So many of you have been asking what I've been doing to get rid of my dark spots, my scarring and pigmentation. And to be honest, I haven't been doing anything besides the products that I just showed you and applying sunscreen. Yes, sunscreen. It's great for helping with the aging process. It stops, the UVA and UVB rays penetrating the skin and causing damage and burning the surface of the skin. But it also stops those darker spots from becoming darker. If it's a new spot, your body can repair it on its own. When you see like an acne mark and it's gone a little purple or reddish, that's actually collagen being pushed to that area to repair the skin, because you've either picked it or the skin is broken. So if you see that a mark on your skin, like if you've got a little mark on your skin and it's purple or it's red or pink, that's collagen. That's your body's response to repair that area of your skin. So if you just apply some sunscreen and you give it some time, you will see that it will start to fade and disappear. So these are the products that I like to use on a daily basis, and it's now time to go on to my weekly treatments. So I like to exfoliate with this scrub twice a week max because it does have glycolic acid in it. The granules in this exfoliator are quite small, so you're able to get around your nose, your chin area and forehead, anywhere that you have congestion really well. And because it has the glycolic acid, it's able to chemically break down the dead skin cells and all that congestion that you have built up in these areas. Now, glycolic acids and alpha hydroxy acids tend to make the skin quite sensitive to the sun, so it's really important that if you do choose to use Alpha H or any other brand of skincare that does have, alpha hydroxy acid, glycolic acid or lactic acid in it, that you do protect your skin from the sun. So SPF is very important. Once again, I'm mentioning it not only to help with the aging process, but if you do choose to use a brand like Alpha H, do remember and keep in mind that it could make your skin quite sensitive to sunlight. So I personally like to wear a face mask every second day, and I have 4 face masks that I like to use and alternate between. They all have slightly different functions, so depending on what my skin needs, I will go ahead and assess, on a daily basis and just see what mask will just be suited for my skin that day. Probably my most used mask out of all of them is the Alpha H Liquid Gold Smoothing and Perfecting Mask with Lavender. Now I like this one because it's very powerful, it's fast acting, it helps to exfoliate the skin, it clarifies the skin and helps brighten it as well. And this does contain alpha hydroxy acid. The next face mask that I use for hydration is the Gel Express flower mask by Sicily. It's the one in the blue bottle. This is clear. It is great for traveling. Sometimes when I'm doing my grocery shopping, I pop this on just before I leave the house, and whilst I'm in the car, it kind of just sets like a clear film. So yeah, no one knows that I've got a face mask on, and it just really helps plump the skin and keep it hydrated. This is also one of the masks that I sleep with sometimes, so it's a really good mask. It is expensive. I am terribly sorry about that, but it is worth the money. This is the mask that I use to plump and mostly energize my skin when it's looking very dull. This is called Thalgo. It is a French beauty brand. I don't think it's available in Australia. I grabbed it when I was in a pharmacy in New Caledonia, but it's just such a really good hydrating marine mask. It's got a brush, so it feels like you're having a facial. It just feels really relaxing. It's definitely one of the masks that I use to pamper my skin. So this is a mask for when I'm feeling very run down. Alright, So I'm really sorry about the price of this mask, but it is really, really good. And I just want to say that I don't mind spending the money on my skin because my skin is priceless, and if anything does happen to it, I'll end up having to spend more in one big chunk to get it back to what it used to be. So that's kind of like my reasoning to why I spend so much on my skin. So this facial treatment mask by SK-II is honestly amazing. It's the only sheet mask that I will use. Some people might think $110 Australian for 5 face masks is too much. So it works out to be $22 per face mask. But you can actually use this satchel more than once. So the first use, you'll use a sheet mask, you'll put it on your skin, the serum will absorb, the mask will dry up, and you'll throw that sheet mask away. But there is so much serum left in this packet, you can have another 2 more uses out of it. So it works out to be $7 per use. So this is actually quite affordable. It's a very powerful mask that actually works, and it just leaves your skin so hydrated, so smooth. If I could choose just one face mask to use for the rest of my life, it would probably be this one. Now I also go and see a professional, and I have facials done twice a month. Now I might have a microdermabrasion, I might have a peel, I might have an oxygen facial. It just depends on what my skin needs at that exact moment. So my facialist will kind of assess my skin, see how it's going, and then from there we kind of go on and say, okay, well, she goes on and says, you need this or you need that, and I'll be like, okay, take my money because I want my skin to look amazing. That's pretty much all the products that I use on my skin. As you can see from my last skincare routine, not much has changed. I still use my Alpha H, I still use my SK-II, and I promise you that this is not a sponsored video. This is what I honestly use, and it just works for me. So maybe it'll work for you too. I really hope you enjoyed my updated skincare routine video. If you have any questions about any of the products that I use or the procedures that I go through, then please leave a comment down below and I will answer. Also, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!